But anyway, and something else about
That's some good power.
Something else about the arcade, archive that a bunch of people didn't acknowledge. Now, to be fair, there are other ways around this, but the other ways around this are technically illegal things. Basically, a bunch of the, SNK games, again, on the home machine and stuff, at the time, basically, because of America's standards and whatnot, they, would remove the blood or do other changes like that, so some of the games, even in America, basically would actually be censored. Yeah, he hit the bomb.
A bomb has been armed!
Yes. But anyway, so a bunch of the games, on the initial Neo Geo, the American versions were actually censored. I believe if you have a converter that... Actually, no, the Neo Geo, it naturally played Japanese games, but the regional, in the sense of it will play in English, you need a converter for it to play in the Japanese version with, blood and stuff, so, because of that, some of the old collections were, I believe, still censored, and again, the American copies are, because the arcade archives let you play in the Japanese version, you can play them uncensored, or turn the American ROM uncensored, as people could do in the arcade, so,
it's just a really good...
Yes.
On top of,
Again, and go actually look at some of the, US versions of cartridges for the, home console. Some of them run $2,000 to $3,000. Because the Neo Geo, it did not do good in America. It did not. That's kind of why SNK made so many compilation games for years.
Yes! Oh, god damn it. Oh, come on!
I understand why. Rool is supposed to be, Wart and stuff. What's Peach supposed to be? I don't understand. Why is Peach here?
Sleep and dreams, I guess?
Well, Mario 2 was the first game where you could play Peach.
Or I could just win.
Mario 2 was the first game where you could play Peach.
Might change up characters, just to show some different. Basically, I feel those ports are fine. SNK!
And if anyone says, in 2019, an arcade perfect port doesn't matter that much, you would actually be surprised, because that's another thing to it again. Certain older compilations and certain ports
Let's see who we have.
Certain older compilations and certain ports on certain systems were kind of...
The best one!
The worst one.
The best! But
you're unlucky that Sans is on... As you know, you're unlucky that Sans is only a costume, because Isabelle is easily the worst character in this game.
But it's Isabelle! The best!
Isabelle, I feel, is genuinely a bad character.
Is she, though?
Every aspect of the villager's arsenal was designed for the villager to basically be annoying as shit to fight. Was the moves they changed for Isabelle that doesn't really work as much anymore. And the villager made up for their lack of power, basically, in the being annoying as shit. Isabelle doesn't have the power and also isn't annoying.
Oh yeah, it's Fierce Deity, Link.
Wasn't Fierce Deity Link known as, Oni Link or something in Japan? Basically meaning demon.
I will the gun!
Gun.
Oh, yeah. Ah, damn it.
Oh, reverse control.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you're...
We
We should start actually reading
No,
those.
I read that. It's just...
There it is.
That'll do. That'll do, pig.
That'll do.
I mean, basically, I'm just tired of people being...
Oh, but, like, it's not, you know... No, I feel the, like... And this is basically, you know, the reason people...
You just spot that...
Yeah, and, like, this is basically the reason people were angry about the SNK thing was essentially, was at the time, you know, they wanted a more proper virtual console, because, like, at the time, the whole, like, online thing hadn't been announced.
The online wasn't fully in the works.
It hadn't been announced, so it was basically, you know, at the time, people, they basically wanted a... They wanted a...
Go away! Notices and updates for shit I wasn't paying attention to. I'm just... Ah, wait, that's funny.
Get it? Because he's fat.
Because it's the purple Pikmin.
Yes.
But... I mean, there's merit to it.
Yeah, like I said, that's the thing I really do like about the spirits, is that a bunch of them have references to basically the, like, a character that they are.
That'll be good. There's cool references mixed in there. To go back to the whole virtual console thing, that was like a little bit before.
Because it was, you know, before the online had been announced and people fully 100% knew what they were doing, so, like, basically because of that, it was essentially an entitlement of people. They wanted, you know, like, the Super Nintendo and N64 games, and oh, this isn't that, so it's not going to live up to the unrealistic expectations.
Because people were just... I'm not even saying the virtual console situation is justified. I'm just saying people need to stop being...
Like, and the funny thing is, when we finally got the virtual console, certain people complained about, I believe, certain games being absent, and, like, the interesting thing is the virtual console on the English service, they had, I believe, the Puyo Puyo 2, which was Japan only, and Demon's Crest, which is a slightly more expensive SNES game, because it was a later release in the system, so it can actually, again, be kind of rare to actually get it physically.
And it's just, in general, it was nice for them to do some ports. And then we have the whole, like, that leads to a side tangent I have that bothers me, where a lot of people, basically, the other side tangent that bothers the hell out of me, because people want it, like, the Switch, besides, you know, the nonsense of people kind of being entitled, we have the other funny thing that happened, where, if you remember, the Switch, like, a lot of people, you know, were requesting certain games get ported to the Switch, or end up on Switch, and then, like, a lot of people for 5 minutes were happy about certain Switch releases, because a lot of certain Switch releases were the first time certain things were on a Nintendo console. And then we have the, like, thing where suddenly everyone, oh my god, the Switch is only getting lazy ports. And it's like, why? Oh, damn it.
You have 10 seconds to beat him.
Yes. And that bothered me, because that was like, oh, you want ports to the Switch, but then, oh, the Switch is just a lazy port system. People just
even though a bunch of the ports were actually on other things as well.
Don't get me started on people complaining that the, like, Final Fantasy IX was overpriced on...
Some people were complaining about it just being overpriced in general. Because it was the same price on everything.
No, but there were people who were acting like the... There were people who were literally acting like the Switch, that Nintendo was price gouging people.
To be fair, I think that's because there was... I know I could be wrong about that. It seemed to remember a little bit before the Final Fantasy had, like...
Ah, Poochie.
Fuck you, Poochie.
But Poochie's the best one.
Okay, Poochie, Sans, and Cloud. Remember, that's 3 marks against this game. Anyway, like with Final Fantasy, to be fair, I think...
There were people...
I think that was because a little bit before it was actually announced or something, I believe a, like, supposed leak or something had happened. It was like someone had posted information on, like, the eShop early, and then it was, like, removed, and I think that listing that was posted early, it was like $10 more or something. I can't remember, so I believe that was the basis of that one, of an error had happened, and for a time its price was like listed as more.
No, people were just doing the thing that bothers me.
I was saying, like, before it came out. After it came out...
No, even before it came out, people just do... What bothered me about that nonsense... And, oh my god, price gouging Nintendo, how dare they? Motherfuckers, it was the same price on PS4!
It was the same price on everything.
Might keep changing up characters periodically, but for now, I should have swapped abilities, but
Yeah, it's just a time a battle, it doesn't really matter. It's just...
God damn.
She's going to keep doing that. Because of that, that would actually, like... Oh, well, you're about to get our sim.
Good!
Remember, the side special is also made better.
Bye! Wings of Rebellion, bitch! Like, the whole thing I was, you know, as we're kind of rambling, I just hate seeing unrealistic expectations, entitlement, and hypocrisy, because it just, like, it makes me deeply, you know,
I hate all of you.
That kind, like, to be blunt, in kind of a comedy way, yeah. Isabelle!
The worst one.
The best one!
The worst.
The best! Isabelle!
Isabelle's moves are flat out poorly designed.
She's the best!
The character has no good kill moves, their smash attacks are too tiny, and the... like I said, the villager worked because the villager was designed to be an annoying asshole, so every move of his kit played into that. Isabelle's moves were altered in a way to where they don't let you do that.
This is also, like...
Well, this is K. Rool. You're going to want Giant Killer for this.
I had Giant Killer, it's just...
You don't want to stack Giant Killers for this.
It's just the way the whole...
Yes.
This isn't a... It's just because of his stupid unflinching super armor. And the fact that he's giant...
You know, I'm surprised... Damn it. You know, that was my own fault. I'm surprised that the game actually didn't have the floor be covered in, like, poison or poisonous gas or something, because the Bulblax from Pikmin, it had a poisonous tongue, meaning if it licked things off, it could kill your Pikmin. Because this was in Pikmin 1, when...
Like, I could easily get
like
a higher number and beat him through different brute forcing.
You basically have to wait for him to... You gotta play it like a turn-based RPG. Wait for him to attack. We guard. And then I do my command grab.
Oh my God. I mean, it's working, but... I mean, we've had some rambling...
Ow.
That's my... See my problem?
Bullshit! I hit him. I'll live.
You just need one freaking... There we go!
Yep, that. And that's how you cheese the game. Good day, sir.
Like, we could've... I could've just put on larger numbers
You could have done the same thing, but substitute the 2 Hyper Smash attacks for a Giant yourself, because when you combine Giant and Giant Killer, shit be broke.
Could have taken off the Giant Killer, but I'll use Bowser for a minute. It just, in general, the way
hey, look, the Mii Gunner, the worst Mii in the game.
Cyborg!
We're not playing in the Netherlands. If you're anyone wondering why that is, it's because the word gunner apparently doesn't have an equivalent in that language. Same as the Mii Fighter, and that's why they're Mii Foxer.
I just remember Bowser actually has a drop kick.
It also has super armor.
Oh, I haven't Bowsered in a minute. Fucking... He has a kick of tropical origins.
Yes.
Because I was on the island.
Yes.
Drop kick.
Yes, so if Bowser was a Polygon, he would probably be Fire Dragon.
Good old drop kick. Isabelle!
The worst character.
Isabelle! Got a mirror match! Gotta prove you wrong!
Wait, this...
Isabelle!
This, was this an annoying fight? Because I seem to remember for this fight, press R, see what its gimmick is.
Low gravity.
Oh yeah, that was the
Oh yes, Isabelle's known for her magic attack. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, again, they just default to basically low power and what would be super effective against it. You know what, the Link's Awakening remix, you want to come out? Use that, asshole. He's next to...
I'm just looking at the... I was just looking at...
You could either use the Link's Awakening, Waterly weakness. Is that because he washed up on an island, or is that because the remake looks like it's made of clay?
I get...
There shouldn't be any water in this
Gravity chain.
He's immune, and then...
Air attack. Aha, yeah. Isabelle, the best one! Top tier!
Yeah, gravity is reduced, and then the enemy takes less damage in the air.
Top tier, person!
Isabelle is genuinely one of the worst characters. Ha! Tiny Squirtle is a... See, look at how shit her hitboxes are. Also, the funny thing is, the tiny Squirtle, well, he is tiny, he actually attacks with water, so the water weakness might fuck you up. But then again, I remember people saying if you beat missions with those weaknesses, you get more if the mission has what you're weak to. Basically, in a shorter, simpler term, if you beat this with a water weakness, you'll earn more shit, apparently. Or... what happened?
It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So, anyway, how do you guys feel about the Switch getting a number of different ports for some older games that, for the most part, were never on a Nintendo console, but, to be fair, a lot of ports were Wii U games, but, in my opinion, that's not bad, because that lets a lot of people play some really good Wii U games on the Switch, and I'm not really mad about that. As far as other ports go, I noticed this is a huge hypocrisy where people will flip-flop where they're either incredibly happy for ports or incredibly pissed off, and this inconsistency bothers me. We were talking about that. I hate that people will just flip-flop entirely based on whether or not they arbitrarily find value in a certain port. But anyway, I'm rambling, so where do you fall on this spectrum? I personally think the ports are fine because that let a lot of Nintendo players enjoy games they might have never enjoyed before this point. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All my social media links, as well as my Discord link, are in the video description. Now, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and leave some comments. If you want to keep up with our videos, hit the subscription button and ring the notification bell. And if you follow me on social media, that helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. See you all next time.